Well, hey neighbors, welcome to Matthew's Shed Shop. This video is just going to be a brief one, and it's going to be labeled "I punctured the gas tank on his rare JOHN DEER CS62 chainsaw." This saw is a neighbor's named Cody, and Cody brought me his saw, and he had seen a pile of wood on the road one day. And Cody's a hobbyist feller, basically. He likes to cut and fell trees with old chainsaws and cut up wood with old chainsaws. And Cody had pulled his saw out one day on the side of the road to take the free wood, and he went to start it, and his recoil all messed up. He brought it to me, and basically the spring had just let loose and needed some grease and stuff. But it was missing all the screws except one, and so I took that one screw out, and I took it to Tractor Supply and I matched it. And unfortunately, I have some disability, physical disability that I've told you guys a little bit about. And so when I'm at certain levels of pain, or I've been unable to sleep for multiple hours at a time, and really it would be a day or more, I have to limit what I do for work. Sometimes I have to do what we might call mindless work. I just have to wash and clean parts. I just have to organize stuff, anything to be productive when I can't sleep and I'm just tossing and turning in bed because I'm in pain or I can't shut my mind off. And so when I do certain projects, I really have to be in the right mindset. So basically, we unfortunately, I put a wrong bolt in Cody's chainsaw, and I do believe it was one late night, and I was trying to wrap up a few projects to make more space in the shed shop, and to get neighbors their stuff back. And I cut with Cody's saw and everything, and I never noticed the gas tank leaking, and it may not have been punctured all the way, but with the AV, because this bolt is right next to an AV, I will show you guys what we can see here. But I'm real disappointed because I do have the short bolts in the other areas, but this has short and long bolts to the recoil assembly. And so Cody let me know what happened, and I called him right away, and I said, Cody, I'll make it right. I said, I can't find a gas tank for that, but if you allow me an opportunity, I want to try and fix it. And Cody is a fellow brother in Christ, and so he's been very forgiving, and actually we're still doing business together. And so his saw's been back here for I don't know, two weeks maybe. And I had let Cody know about a week ago, hey Cody, I have the time right now to do your saw, but I'm not ready yet, brother. I said, please understand that I have to be really I have to be ready to sit down and take care of your stuff properly. And so with that, why am I doing this? Well, one, because we're going to work on the saw. I thought I was ready. I put it on the bench, and I got to sitting looking at it. And I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. I really do think I want to go ahead and potentially just remove the gas tank and look at it. I already know what I'm facing. The problem is I really can't find a gas tank for this. I've put tons of feelers out there, all the arborist guys, all the old school guys. I haven't found one yet. I haven't seen one pop up on eBay when I've looked. I have a notification set on the search, and so hopefully one will pop up, because he deserves a new gas tank, but it's a difficult one to find. So we're gonna try and patch it, and it's a plastic gas tank, so we're gonna try doing a real good job, a real solid, secure job with some JB plastic weld, properly scuff our surfaces, clean everything right. And then if that doesn't work, we'll still take care of Cody. But Cody did buy a Homelight Super XL from me, and I discounted the price on that, the amount that he paid initially to have his JOHN DEER serviced. And so we essentially gave him his money back. And then the video I did there, the short, you guys, with the 35 vintage chainsaws in the back of the van, Cody was the first person I told, besides YouTube world, that I had those chainsaws. And I told Cody, I said, I want you to have to pick of the litter, Cody. I want you to pick one saw out of here. I'm gonna set it aside, and pick one or two. We'll set them aside, and essentially we'll move toward that's your saw, and we'll just come up with a number that we're both happy with. And so Cody has picked one, and hopefully he'll get out here to get a closer look at the saws, and maybe he's got a few that he wants. But essentially, I'm doing this video to say, one, that if you guys borrow somebody's stuff, for example, and you break it, it's your duty to replace it. If you're working on somebody's stuff, and even if you're just a neighbor and they're not paying you, if you break it, unless y'all kind of have an agreement that, hey man, if you can fix that, great, and if you mess it up, no worries. Obviously every situation can be unique, but if you break it, it's your duty to make it right. And so Cody said, hey Matthew, I'm just happy you're being a man of your word. I'm a very forgiving guy, and he's a really docile guy. He's a great neighbor. I really enjoyed talks with him. And Cody knows a little bit of my testimony. I'm trying to remember, I think before he ever brought his saw, we had a conversation on the phone, and I was telling him a little bit. And so I'm also going to share a little tidbit of that with you guys. You'll get tidbits of my testimony, I call it, if you watch my videos. And so it is currently March of 2023, and on January 2nd of 2020, I got sober from heavy substances. I was doing a lot of stuff under the sun, you guys, and basically, I'm not afraid to put this out there. I've never hid who I am or the mistakes that I've made. Being open about it helps hold me accountable for the shitty stuff I've done, one, and to remind me that that is not who I was, who I have ever been, or who I ever will be. It was a person that sprung up out of many circumstances in life being bad, and we'll get to more of that hopefully in the future. But basically, I do believe Cody and most of my neighbors that have stuff here have heard a little bit, and they know, hey, I'm just over 2 years sober, and I'm darn proud of it. My father has been a big help in that. When I went to rehab, I went to a faith-based rehab, and it turned out real bad. However, the brothers that were there that I met, we all worked together, and we're still all in contact, and are still serving the Lord together in various states of the United States, actually. And we continue to cross each other's paths in serving ministry, and I enjoy that very much. But my dad was there. Essentially, I told him, I said, hey, Pops, I know you're busy. I know you still got a ton of kids at home, and you're a single dad, but one thing that will help me is can I get a weekly phone call with you? Just to let you know where I'm at, and I'm struggling. And my dad was there, and I'm real grateful for that. So, but everybody knew, I would say especially my dad knew that a person ain't gonna get clean unless they want to get clean. They can't get clean. I couldn't get clean for my son. I couldn't get clean for my dad. I really couldn't even get clean for me. What got me clean? Well, only the grace of God. I can honestly say that. That's it. Nothing else. A few months ago, I quit smoking cigarettes. I did a fast and a prayer for like 12 days up in North Dakota, wrestling with the Lord, saying, I will not let go lest you bless me. You don't want me to be a sinner. And I'm crying out to you. I don't want to have this what I consider a sin, because you have to take care of your body, and nicotine changes the dopamine. Essentially it's just like caffeine. It's a drug. I don't know. We're not going to argue whether that's a sin or not. I drink coffee, but it does alter the mind. But it's a natural thing out of the earth, so we don't know. Tobacco is not. They add all kinds of additives and stuff to it. Chemicals, fine. You want to say natural tobacco? I'm not opposed to that necessarily. But for me, my personal Christian liberty, my Christian conscience that Paul talks about, the Holy Spirit convicted me that I shouldn't be smoking, and so I was given the victory over tobacco as well. And that turned to food, obviously. But praise the Lord that I'm so darn busy that I don't have time to eat, and that's helping me with my diet. I was down to a pretty good weight up in North Dakota when I got here. My uncle eats unhealthy, and it kind of made me falter in my choices of eating. And I gained a bunch of weight. I got up to like 225 pounds. We're 204 pounds today. Praise the Lord. Thank you for your help, Lord. And we're going to keep going. So, okay. The JOHN DEER CS62, I am going to document that. And with Cody's permission, I sent him a text message last night when I woke up. After a 4-hour nap. I knew I can only get like 4 hours of sleep most days right now, because I just have to grind. I'm in agonizing pain, but we got to keep going. We got to buy a bigger building, and so we've got 3 months essentially to come up with over $5,000 to get something that will be convenient and work for us, and is 3 times the size of what we have now. So there will be a series coming up on this saw. I'm looking at the memory on my phone. I don't know how you can continuously delete stuff, empty your trash, and yet you still have no space. But I solved the problem. I ordered a 1 terabyte micro SD card while we try and figure out what we can do to use the camera we purchased. Oh, I thought it was right there. I must have took it in the house. Because I have issues with HughesNet being able to upload videos. And so starting a JOHN DEER right now, we definitely wouldn't be able to document it on the phone. And I want to use the phone because I know I can get it to you guys that way. And so, as I look at this saw, I think, should we start this saw right now? Really, all we need to do is get the tank off, and that's a start. And then we can be looking at what we need to do and know what we're working with. But this could entail a lot getting the tank off. It's not always super simple. It does not seem to be too much that goes into it. Yeah, I'm not ready, you guys. I want to keep looking at a saw a little bit more and reminding myself why I know my limits and why I need to listen to my body and my mind when it tells me that I need to shut down or that I need to change course in what I'm doing because I am not focused. You cannot get in a hurry on these things, and I learned a hard lesson on this one. But I'm so very grateful. It was with a man that was calm and polite, and he never even made a big deal about it. He just let me know, sent me a picture, and I just immediately called him, and I'm almost in tears, and I'm like, Cody, man, I'm so sorry. You know, I've never ever even held his model chainsaw, let alone seen one. And so it might not be a very expensive item, but it is a very rare item. And so Cody has something that you don't see on the internet for sale every day. So yeah, we're going to get it fixed up for him. We're going to make our mistake right. We're going to continue to give Cody good deals on saws that we get. And when we buy vintage lots, we're going to let Cody know first. And Cody and I have an agreement that it's essentially, if I got something he wants, we're going to get it in his hands, and when he wants to pay for it, he'll pay for it. Because I did you dirty, Cody. Just like I told you, Derek, if my character makes me do you guys dirty, I'm a human being swimming in a soup of life that is poop that comes out the butthole. And so I make mistakes. But that's why I'm public coming out here on YouTube in front of however many people could end up seeing these videos, that I've made a mistake with my neighbor's stuff. With Derek, it was really just, we both did a wretched job of being Christian brothers communicating. We never got, please understand, you guys, there was never any animosities or angers or anything like that. Just his stuff's been here a while, and if we would have communicated better, we could have potentially had his saw torn down and diagnosed even further with a better agreement and understanding on that. And unfortunately, like I said, both of our living in a sinful world, being fallen men, we didn't do perfect in the situation. But okay, that's why we're putting it on here, you guys. The idea is to grow and learn from each other. The idea is to encourage one another. The idea is to lift one another up. I don't believe in everybody gets a trophy society. I don't believe in politically correct society, you guys. I'm not going to hide my views. I'm not a political person. I don't vote. I don't believe in Democrat, Republican, all that garbage nonsense. It's ridiculous. What I do believe in is, no matter if you believe in the Bible or not, I do believe in love one another. I 100% believe if we're all doing that, we're making life easier for each other. It's hard enough, you guys. Let's just do each other right. If we make mistakes, let's forgive one another. That's the hard thing, is if somebody apologizes to you and they're sincere, you got to be able to learn to forgive. Because if you don't and you snap back at them, a lot of people, they just shut down and they'll stop trying to say they're sorry to people. So you guys, we can make change in society. We can move forward. Though we've gone back in our culture and what's happening in the world, we are more disgusting, vile as a creation than we ever have been, in my opinion. And I think, unfortunately, it's because we're not giving each other grace when we fall short. And so, Derek, thank you for giving me grace, brother. Thanks for accepting my grace, brother. And Cody, thanks for giving me grace, brother. Thanks for accepting my grace. Thank you that you guys love me through my flaws. And thank you that you accept my love through your flaws. And thank you for being my neighbors. That's all I can say. You guys, I would really appreciate a like on this video. We'll show you the saw before we go, just so you can see it. So I'd appreciate if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. I would really appreciate the subscription if you enjoy the content and you can make content suggestions. I would also appreciate if you guys would hit the bell notifications when you know I put out new videos, and share this video with all your friends. I'd really like to grow the channel, continue to grow the channel, and help support one another. So real quick view of this saw, and that would be the end of this video. You guys, with that, I'll show you the JOHN DEER CS62. I believe this is a 60 cc saw. I can't remember, Cody, what did we say this was? 61 and a half, so that's why it's CS62. I almost said that the first time. I'm learning that I say numbers, you guys, when I'm shooting videos that I know are wrong. And so I'm trying to vet my videos more. I don't want to give false information or incorrect information. And again, my brain doesn't always work perfectly. You do drugs for years, you get run over and have a brain injury, things happen. So stay off drugs and do what I do instead. Tinker instead of doing drugs. It's much more fulfilling, I promise you. I promise you. I can tell you there's zero fulfillment in getting high, you guys. Zero. It's a short-term fulfillment. You're covering stuff up. Here is the JOHN DEER CS62. Cody has a beautiful Oregon advanced cut bar and chain on this. It's really lightweight. I like it. He says it's good. He likes it. So we're just going to give you some view of this. And I don't think I can get a good angle of what we're going to be repairing on this. And that is, unless, I really have been hoping, I don't care if I have to spend $100 on it. I don't care what that ends up looking like. I'd prefer to just put a tank on this for him. Patch this one and get him a new tank would really be ideal. And that way he has a spare. What we have going on, I don't usually put a saw on my bench with a bar on it. I put it in the vise. Essentially, let me see here, you guys. See if we can kind of try and show you. I'll drop you down all the way. Zoom you in. Okay. Let's see if I can get a good enough angle. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I'll try. If I get light, a little more light for you. I don't know how many people are putting out when they puncture a guy's chainsaw for people to see that that's the kind of business he's doing, but I feel that if a guy is just honest, he's going to get more business being honest than he is being perfect. Because, you know, yeah, unfortunately, let me take the phone out. I'm trying to let you guys see this, but you will see it when I do the video series if Cody gives me permission to put it on YouTube. And I know he's the neighbor that will. I just always like to be to exercise caution. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let me get a pointer here for you guys. Bear with me. Sorry for the chatty camera work. Okay, let's see here. This is the recoil bolt. This one is short, and you can see I didn't bother. Okay, goodness. Sorry, guys. I will learn how light reflects and stuff on the camera. Okay, back out here real quick. This is the bolts we replaced. One there, and you can see his recoil cover was broke on that bolt, so we couldn't do nothing there, and he was okay with that. But down here, what I ended up doing is it's supposed to be this length. These are longer back here. I ended up taking one of the ones from back there, and I put it in here. This is the gas tank, and it just punctured it. How I didn't see it, I don't know. That's what happens when you don't. That's why I don't work on this kind of stuff when you're tired. Boy, we saw it good earlier. Try one more time here. You can see through there. That is a hole where the screw went straight down in through. And all because I grabbed the wrong screw and got in a hurry, you guys. That's why I'm slowing down and just saying, well, if people have to wait, they have to wait. And all my neighbors have been really great. Nobody's asked or pushed to be in a hurry for their stuff. I put the pressure on myself. And so there you guys go. We will do a series on this one with Cody's permission. And again, I'm sure he'll let us. We'll be removing the gas tank, which will consist of removing other stuff, unfortunately.